Hi guys, happy Easter to you all. It's your guy TT again. In German they say Frohe Ostern. Yes, I wish you all a wonderful Easter celebration. For those of you who are coming across our channel for the very first time, please don't forget to subscribe and also do not forget to hit the notification bell so that you will be among the very first persons to get notified when next we drop amazing content like this. Guys, in today's video, we will be diving into 12 culture shocks in Germany. Yes, I know you want to hear this. I'm also eager to share this experience with you guys. But before that, please grab your coffee, your Coke, your Fanta, and your popcorn, of course. Let's dig into this video together. See you guys. So guys, like I mentioned earlier, we'll be looking at culture shocks in Germany. Yes, and this is actually entitled to my opinion because these were things I experienced and things I am still experiencing in Germany, which are a bit different from what we used to have in Nigeria. So guys, my first culture shock in Germany is the fact that Germans are not as social as Nigerians. Yes. What do I mean by this? It doesn't mean that all Germans are not social. No, don't get me wrong. Some Germans are very nice, they're very sociable. But not to be compared with Nigeria, like I'm generalizing it. For instance, when I came to Germany for the very first time, I had a lot of things to carry and there was nobody who even lent a helping hand. I'm talking about my neighbors now. Now, check it. In Nigeria, if you're moving into a new apartment, you'd see neighbors coming around to help you, to carry some things. They're like, welcome, our neighbor. Hey, no, let me help you with this. Let me help you. They will even call out their children or their friends, to also help you pack your things. They'll come inside your house, help you to arrange. Some would even help you clean up. But here in Germany, for weird, everybody's on your bike. I actually like that about them in some sense because I feel the reason behind that is because they respect people's privacy. Yes, they respect people's privacy, even though I think it's maybe too much. Because at least your neighbors, this person is moving in Nigeria. That's the way we are actually. That's the way we're also brought up to lend helping hands, right? But here in Germany, I realized that it's an entirely different ball game. Everyone minds their business. So if the neighbor sees you moving, they can just say hi, and that's it. No pleasantries, but the social ones amongst them might just say, hi, welcome, are you new to Germany? Well, welcome, how long would you be staying here? And they'll say, yeah, I also live here, or I live next door. Yes, if you need anything, just do well to knock on my door to ask me, okay? Those are the very nice ones. But apart from that, the other ones, they won't even answer you. They won't even talk to you. Like, they'll just say hi. Some will not even talk. They'll just come and pass. And you'll be like, really? I guess this person is supposed to be my neighbor. So guys, the second culture shock I had in Germany was the language barrier. The almighty German language, almighty Deutsch. Yes, the truth is I had no prior knowledge of German before I came to Germany. So when I came, at the airport, I was so happy. Johnny just come now, you know how it is. So I was in a new country, a new continent. Yeah, so that was in Berlin airport and I was so confused. I didn't know where to find the cabs. I didn't know where to find the buses or the trains, So after being cleared by the ports authority, I asked one or two persons, no, I think three persons. I asked the first person, please, do you know how I can locate this location? Do you know how I can get a cab or a bus or train? And the person was just walking past and saying, kind English, bitte. And I was like, who? Then I didn't really know. It's so funny, guys. Like, that moment when you're trying to get solution, but rather you're getting more confused. This is in Berlin. My apartment is even in Berlin. It's not as if I landed in Berlin and I have to travel to another city, But I was already in Berlin and I'll be living in Berlin. So I just want to get a cab or a train. I just want to know where to get a cab or a train or a bus that will take me there. So I asked the second person, please, where can I find the taxis and all that? And the person still said the same thing, kind English, BT. I think those people were just typical Germans that didn't understand English. So I understood, of course, this is Germany. Their official language is German and not English. Well, then it was the second thing that hit me and I actually realized that I was in Germany. Like, I just pinched myself, oh, the chicken, now you're in Germany. And yeah, luckily for me, I later met one lady who actually just pointed over there to me. She was like, yeah, you can get taxis there. And I was like, oh, really? Because I saw those cars earlier, but I didn't know they were taxis. They were all Mercedes-Benz, like very neat cars. But now I realize that in Germany, it's common to use Mercedes-Benz as taxi because you guys know they produce Mercedes-Benz here. So when you're ordering a car, mostly you just get Mercedes-Benz. But I was really surprised then. And that was how I we negotiated price. I got there, I met with a driver who also understood English. He was very nice, and my ride to my apartment was a very smooth one. It was interesting. We had conversations, and yeah, that was the starting point of my life and journey in Germany. Also, guys, communicating in Germany is not as easy as it is in Nigeria. In Nigeria, you can just see someone who you don't even know, like a random person at the bus, and you just begin to communicate with the person, you begin to gist, and you guys become friends for just a few minutes. You even exchange numbers, and yeah, the story might continue. Some persons met their lovers on the bus in Nigeria or in public transports in Nigeria. But here in Germany, it's an entire different thing, because here communicating is really very difficult. First of all, the language, and aside the language, people tend to mind their business. That's it. So I was so surprised then in Berlin, like when I just moved into Berlin, I would be in the train and somebody comes to sit close to you, the person doesn't even say hi. As a Nigerian, at least if you're coming to sit close to someone in the bus, you can just say hi or good morning or how far, but I don't know. I just it was really surprising to me to see people here in Germany who would just come and they just sit and nothing. They don't even say any word to you till, even if it's a 1 hour ride till they get to their destination. Not even a word. Not even a word. So you even greet them. But these days I've learned not to also greet, or So then, even if you want to show a sign of respect, maybe an elderly person, and you're like, Guten Morgen, the person doesn't even respond to you. So it's that hard. And then in Nigeria, you can just see someone who is well dressed, something you like. Even if you don't like it, you just say, you look nice. I love your haircut. I love your hairstyle. I love your dress. Oh my God, your shoes are beautiful. We do all that in Nigeria, whether it's real or fake. We just compliment people a lot. But in Germany here, it's not like that. If you see a German complimenting you, that means the person really likes what you're putting on. And that's one thing I love about them. Germans are really very honest. They don't know how to pretend. And I love that about them. Okay? And I've also tried, I've already started learning that. These days, I don't give compliments except it is something really genuine. So, but in Nigeria, you can just see somebody, because this person is your friend, you don't want the person to feel bad that you didn't compliment him or her. You just like, wow, you look so good today. I love your hair. Wow, what a nice outfit. Even if it doesn't appeal to your sense of fashion, you just appreciate. But here in Germany, I've learned from Germans, and these days, before I compliment anyone, that means I really love what the person is putting on, or I love what the person did. The third one is the popular cycling nature of Germans. My God, guys, Germany is a bicycle nation. Like, they love bicycles a lot and they still use it. So it's one thing that actually caught my interest when I moved in here. I was so surprised, especially to see omas and opas. Omas and opas are grandmothers and grandfathers who are still riding bicycles even at their old age. And it's really so interesting when I see them, guys, in Nigeria. Like, how many young people even ride bicycles to start with, not to talk about our mothers and fathers and then grandmothers and grandfathers. Come on. It was really surprising to me. It's still surprising to me anyway, but it's something I love to see, especially when I see the omas and the opas cycling on the road. It's really interesting to watch. But guys, unfortunately, I don't know how to ride a bike. Don't laugh at me, guys. I'm still learning. There's always room to learn, right? I'm still learning, so don't laugh at me. Yeah. And the funny thing is that you also see these people even during winter, under the rain, under the snows, they are still cycling. Come on, of course, during winter, the rate at which people cycle reduces, but still you get to see a lot of persons using the bicycle under the rain and under the snow. Although it's something to appreciate because it helps to reduce the emission of greenhouse gases. Yes, like the CO2 and the rest of that. It's something commendable. It's something everyone should emulate. And that's why I'm really learning to ride a bike. Yeah. But then, me coming from Nigeria, where bicycle is not so common and I don't even know how to ride a bike, it's so difficult here in Germany, because there are some places you have to go to that you need a bike. You can just use a bike. You don't have to use the bus or the public transport system like trains to go to. You just ride your bike to those locations, because you can't also think of walking there due to the distance. But for me, it's either I use the bus or I have to walk a very long distance, and I'm sorry to my friends, because my friends really have to tolerate me for that. Many of them, especially my German friends, they know themselves. Sometimes when they want to plan an event or something, they consider, Tuchko doesn't know how to ride a bike. Okay, let's do it this way. Okay, let's go by bus. Or they would say, okay, we'll use the bike, we'll come by bike, but you can use this bus. They always try to consider me, and I really appreciate you guys for that. I don't take this for granted. Thank you, guys. Guys, the fourth one is that Germans generally value orderliness and punctuality. Yes, these people don't joke with orderliness and punctuality. Let me give you an instance. For example, on the road, there is always a bicycle lane and a walking track. So it's either you're on the bike lane with your bicycle or you're on the walking lane, when you're using your Legacy Benz. So, basically, if you're on your foot, you're not supposed to cross into the bicycle lane. It's just a thin line. Imagine this is the road now. This part is the bicycle lane and this part is the walking track. Now, if you mistakenly slide into this part, oh my God, the young people might actually just, they might just overlook you. They might just overlook it. Because, I mean, I've also seen the young Germans who also mistakenly just walk into the bicycle lane. So if they're also riding on the bike and they see you walking on the bike lane, they might just ignore you. But you see the elderly ones, they will not lie. They're not going to leave you. They will shout for you. They will tell you, you'll be so surprised. Oh my God, you'll be so surprised if you even did something so bad. But yes, it's something very bad. Like, they love orderliness. So if this thing is supposed to be here, it should be here. And I love that about them, seriously. If this is supposed to be here, it should be here. Like, keep things as it ought to be. And then when it comes to punctuality, guys, now, as a typical Nigerian guy, we have African time. When an event is supposed or is scheduled for 12 noon on the invitation card, you as an African in Nigeria, you're already thinking, that means they will start around 2. Then I can come 30 minutes late, which is 2:30. But here in Germany, don't try that. I'm serious. Don't you ever do that, because they are very punctual. They keep to time. If you set an appointment, I can remember there was a day we had a dinner over at my place and I invited some of my German friends. Like, these guys came 30 minutes before time. You can imagine. And as at then, that was when I was just starting to cook, because I thought, 30 minutes. I told them 7 p.m. That means they might come around 8, And then I started cooking around 6:30, hoping to finish cooking around 7:30. You know the kind of Nigerian mentality now, our African time mentality. Though that was when I just came to Germany newly, but I later understood that these guys don't joke with their time. They're very punctual, and then I upped my game. This time around, I try as much as possible. Even though the Nigerian in me, the Nigerian man in me sometimes will still want to exhibit that African time. But I know with time, it will all fade away, yeah. So I'm trying my best, and it's something I really love about Germans. They are really punctual. There's nothing like African time here. But with my friends these days, if they want to invite me, so they will tell me, it's 4 p.m., no African time. Then sometimes they'll say, maybe African time. They already have this too. They will say, okay, yeah, you can use your African time, because I'm not sure if I would have finished preparing the dinner at that time. So maybe African time, but not so much, maybe 30 minutes. Guys, the 5th one on my list is termin. Somebody say termin. Termin is a German word which means appointment. Guys, Germans love appointments. Like, basically everything you want to do, you need to book an appointment. I and my friends usually make this joke where like, the only thing you don't need an appointment for is to breathe air. You can imagine. And very soon it might get to that extent when before you can breathe in air, you need to book an appointment. It's so funny. Yeah, I'm just joking anyway. But there are so many things in Germany that you can't do or you can't access unless you book an appointment. For example, you want to go to the hospital, you need to book an appointment. Guys, you are sick, you want to go to the hospital, you will pay. Like, you're paying for your hospital bills, of course. Your insurance covers it and you're paying your insurance. Now, but you need to go to the hospital, but you still have to book an appointment, guys. This is like, it's so funny. I remember then when I still came newly and I was like, I think I'm having a headache. And then people were like, yeah, you can go to the doctor, And when I asked of how I can locate a doctor's office and how I can go there, and they were like, yeah, you have to book an appointment. I was like, who? I was so shocked. So guys, seriously, you have to book an appointment before you can go to the hospital. You have to book an appointment if you want to even go to see a lecturer or something. Anything you're doing, guys, you have to book an appointment. It's very, very funny, like every single thing in Germany. And then if you get to the pharmacy, for instance, you can't just walk into the pharmacy and buy any drugs, certain drugs. Yes, in Nigeria, you can just stay and say, I think I'm having malaria, and you just go to the pharmacy and just purchase malaria drugs. Here in Germany, it's not the same. For some things, you have to be very, very you have to go to the hospital and get a doctor's report. A doctor has to diagnose you and say, okay, this guy has this particular ailment, or this guy is sick of this, and he has to prescribe drugs which you will take to the pharmacy before they can sell those drugs to you. So guys, that's it. But seriously, I was very shocked when I realized that you need to book an appointment to do so many, even to open a bank account in Germany. Hey, when I came to Germany, I had to open a bank account and we had to book an appointment. Guys, sometimes you book an appointment, it might even take you 1 week or 2 weeks, depending on when they are free. And whenever you get the appointment, then you go and open your bank account or do whatever you want to do in the bank. So seriously, termin, like you have to book appointments for everything. The number 6, guys, studying in Germany is hard. When I mean hard, it is hard. Hey, giddy gum. Seriously, guys, studying in Germany is hard. I don't even know who gave us this orientation when we were still in Nigeria, that studying in abroad is very easy. You know, that was what we knew, that was what we heard, that was what we grew up knowing, that studying abroad is very easy and all of that. I don't know, maybe in some countries it's easy, but in Germany, maybe in some universities too in Germany, it's easy. I told you guys, whatever I'm saying here is my own personal view. So I don't know in other universities in Germany, but for me, in my university here, and my program in particular, the course I'm studying, my master's program here, it is really hard. Like in one course, you might have presentation, you might have exam, you might have practical in one course. And it's not only that course you're doing. Imagine you're doing like 6 courses in a semester and you're having presentations like, God, I remember there was a week I had presentation back to back to back. Like I was preparing for this presentation, I was preparing for the second one, I was preparing for the third one. Guys, it's not really easy at all. And you have to nail these presentations at least to pass the course. So you see, it's really not easy at all, and then you have to study for exams. Even though the lecturers, some lecturers will give you their areas of concentration. Guys, the areas of concentration is just sometimes as good as nothing, because you just have to study everything again. Imagine areas of concentration is from the first topic to the last topic. So what is not the area of concentration? You have to read everything still in between lines to locate a lot of points and all that. So it's basically the same. You really have to study very hard in Germany if you want to pass. So guys, if you have plans of coming to Germany, I'll really advise you to just forget that thought that says studying abroad is easy. Please come fully prepared, because it's not moi, it's not beans and akara at all. Guys, the number 7 culture shock is the fact that there is a total shutdown on Sundays and on every public holidays. Guys, this is something very, very funny. You know, sometimes I really wonder, do these people really know that it's on these days we make the most money in our countries? For example, imagine ShopRite being closed on Sunday in Nigeria. Or imagine ShopRite being closed on Christmas Day in Nigeria. Guys, these are the days people even want to go out more. People want to go and buy things. People want to go and shop. People want to go and eat, you know. But here in Germany, the reverse is the case. On Christmas days, the supermarkets, all shops, everywhere, in fact, it's a total shutdown. Seriously? All the offices are closed. Everything. Once it's public holiday, it is public holiday. Yes. I can remember when I still came here newly, on a Sunday, I think the first week I came here, then I didn't know that Sundays are sacred in Germany, that people don't go to shop and all of that. You know, it's the Sabbath day and they really respect it for that. It's like Sunday is a public holiday in Germany. I didn't know. So that very day, I think I actually took my shopping bag to the supermarket, only for me to get there and it was closed, because it was just a stone throw from my house, you know. So I got there and it was closed, and I was like, really? So when I got back to my apartment, I asked my neighbors and they said, yeah, today is Sunday. Don't you know that in Germany that supermarkets do not open on Sundays? Like everywhere is shut down. And I was so surprised. Guys, this was something that was really shocking to me, but because I thought in Nigeria, these supermarkets like ShopRite, you know, shopping malls are usually open on Sundays because these are the days they even make more sales. But here it is what it is. I don't have a choice than to adjust. I've already adjusted to it anyway. For example, this Easter period, Friday was Good Friday, right? It was a public holiday. So if you needed anything, you would have shopped it on Thursday. And then Sunday is public holiday. If not, that Sunday is even Easter. If Easter was to be on Monday, that Monday will be public holiday. What am I saying? Monday is even public holiday. Easter Monday. So that is it. It is what it is, guys. They don't joke with their public holidays at all in this country. And they don't joke with Sundays. But I like that about them. Come on. People should rest. It's not only civil servants that should observe public holidays. People who sell sales representatives and all of that in eateries and shopping malls should also rest. They should also observe the public holidays. Number 8 is the weather. Guys, the weather. Imagine if I say everything I'm saying here today without talking about the weather. That means I've not started, right? Come on, guys, I'm in Nigeria and I think I'm too tropical for this weather. Yes, the German weather is very unpredictable. It's very unpredictable, seriously. For example, this is spring, right? This is spring. But you know, it still snows during spring. Like last 2 weeks, it snowed, not heavily, but I think last week it snowed very heavily. Like we woke up and everywhere was white. Everywhere was pure white. I was so surprised. This is spring and it's still snowing. Even the Germans are usually like, yeah, April weather is so unpredictable that's how it is. But then the weather is too cold for me, seriously. But I'm adjusting gradually. Of course, guys, before I came here, I knew I was going to experience winter, you know. Yeah, of course, I was coming to Germany and I was very excited to experience my first winter, you know, the whole snow and everything. I was really eager to experience that. But when winter came, guys, I was praying. I was literally asking God, God, please, can this winter just pass quickly? I just need sun. I need summer. Like when my friends chat me up, hey, bro, or more, see snow, you're enjoying, you know, how is Germany? I'm like, Germany is fine, but guys, seriously, the weather. They're like, please, oh, I like this weather. I like that kind of weather. And I just don't know how to explain it. I'll tell them, well, some things are better experienced by a person. So it will be better you experience it yourselves for you to know the kind of cold I'm talking about. Imagine you're walking on the road, you're wearing gloves. You're wearing your gloves and still your hands are freezing inside. You're wearing your winter boots sometimes, depending on how cold the weather is, you're still feeling the cold inside your shoes, even your trousers. Like you have to wear like 3 trousers, sometimes 2, you know, before you go out. And it's so crazy, guys. Like, I'm just so grateful that winter has gone. But still, the weather is still cold. I don't know. This is supposed to be spring. Sometimes it's very sunny. You're so happy. Hey, the sun is out. And sometimes it begins to rain all of a sudden. And then sometimes snow. So that's how the weather here is. And it's so surprising that even Germans are also admitting that they miss the sun. Guys, for the very first time in my life, I'm missing sun. Imagine I'm missing sun. Hey, we were going to Nigeria at that time. I said, we complain. They say, this sun is too heavy, guys. I'm tired of this sun. This sun is too much. But here, I'm really craving sunlight. Like, I can't wait for summer to come so that I can experience the sun. Imagine when you want to go out during this period, you just have to think about clothes. You need to wear how many layers and jackets and all that. It just gets you so tired. So I really can't wait for summer, guys. At least let's enjoy sunny weather. It's really something I'm looking forward to. Guys, number 9 is something you guys should already be expecting. Food. Of course, you guys know I'm a foodie now. I love food a lot, yeah. Of course, as a Nigerian, I would like to eat our Nigerian food, you know, ofo nubu, ofo ora, ofe nsala. Some of these things, you can actually get them. You can get the spices and the ingredients from the African shops, right? But you don't get to eat them fresh. You can't eat fresh things. You can't eat what you like here. That's the thing. In Nigeria, once you close your eye, anything we're hungry, you go chop them as far as you have your money. But here, even with your money, you can't eat some of these things. Seriously, guys, you can't. I really miss Nigerian food, to be very honest. And then here, when I can remember when a German friend invited me over for dinner, when I still came to Germany new. Okay, so I went there. I and my friends, we actually went there only for us to discover that this guy was vegan. Like, he prepared food without meat, without eggs. Vegans don't eat eggs at all, but vegetarians eat eggs, but they don't eat meat. So this guy was not even vegetarian, he was vegan. Vegans, they don't eat anything from animal at all, you know. So he doesn't even eat eggs. He did not cook with eggs or with meat. And you know, as a Nigerian, I love meat now, even though vegan and vegetarian foods are very healthy. But the African man in me, we love meat. Like, we eat meat for a living, you know. How we just prepare ofe egusi or all those ofe onubu and all those things without obstructions inside. You know what I mean? There has to be those eatings, those meats and, you know, obstructions. Hey, I'm already craving Nigerian food. So guys, number 10 is that water is not free in the restaurants. You know, in Nigeria, come on, when you buy food, it's complimentary. Like, water is something they just give you as jara. Yes, how can you pay for food and still pay for water? But here in Germany, you buy your food. If you want water, you still have to buy water. I didn't know this. There was a time when I and my friends even went for dinner in one restaurant, and after eating, I requested water. Oh, well, I've done a lot of crazy things in this country, seriously. And these were things that really, really came as culture shocks. I just thought to share them with you. So I requested water because I thought the waiter forgot to give us water. And then I drank this water, you know. And then they brought the bills. When I wanted to pay, they included the bill for the water. And guess what, guys? The water was €5. Like 5 euros. 5 euros that I'll just add 1 more euro to it and I can buy donut. Like, very nice donut kebab and eat. And I spent it for just one small bottle of water that I can actually, it wasn't, I thank God, like, I just thank God I did not even request for another water. Because that water didn't satisfy me, you know? Even my friends also ordered the water. They also requested for water, but I thought it was free because normally in Nigeria, you know, the water is usually free. Even if you go to very small restaurants and eateries in Nigeria that don't even give bottled water, please, they'll give you sachet water now, like, you suck the water now. You guys understand? But here, you have to pay for food and also pay for your water. Number 11 is that recycling is serious business here. Guys, when you buy juice from the markets or from the supermarkets, or you buy bottled waters and some things, you have to look at the container. There's always a sign, a thanks sign. So if you see that sign shows that this bottle is recyclable. So you don't have to throw that bottle away. You just have to take it to the supermarket. Like, there are always machines where you throw them into, so each one you throw gives you particular amounts of money. And then there was a day I did this and I got like €6, guys, like €6 from this. And I've seen people who even make like up to €20 from this. It's quite surprising, guys, to be very honest. It's really, really surprising, but that is what it is. So recycling is really serious business here. I was surprised when I saw that I can actually get money after buying a particular drink, so I can return this bottle and get money in return to buy other things. It's wonderful, and I think every country should actually emulate this. Also, in this country, you don't dispose waste anyhow. We do what we call waste separation. So you have a particular one where you put all the rubbish waste. It's usually called organic waste, and then you have the plastic, and you have the paper, yes, where you put your paper. And then there's a rest meal. Rest meal is a German term, so it means like all kinds of rubbish waste that you cannot classify as either paper or plastic or organic waste. So guys, it's really wonderful. I love the fact that Germany has this waste separation. And when you're going to dispose your waste in the general waste collection centers, you can see there are different boxes. There are boxes for the rest meal, there are boxes for the plastic, there are boxes for the paper, and there are boxes for the rest meal. Okay, guys, number 12, which is the last but not the least, is silent hours in Germany. Guys, it was so surprising when I came to Germany and I realized that once it's 10 p.m., you don't have to make any form of noise anymore. Otherwise, your neighbors can call the police. They will just call the Polizei. That's the German word for police. So they will call the Polizei, and the Polizei will come and arrest you, or they will come and query you. Sometimes they'll just come and knock on your door and tell you, please, you're disturbing your neighbors. Don't make that noise again. Like, it's not just partying. Even to vacuum your house, the vacuum machine makes noise. You can't do that once it's 10 p.m. If you do that and it's disturbing your neighbors in another house, they can easily call the police, and the police will come and warn you. Then sometimes if it's a loud music you're playing, or you're doing party with your friends, guys, seriously. But one good thing about this thing is that you can actually inform your neighbors, guys, please, I'll be having a party and it might exceed 10 p.m. Please pardon me. So with that, you can talk with your neighbors, and if they agree, then you can do that. You have no fear of any police coming to warn you or to arrest you. But if you don't inform them and you're partying all night, it happened here in my flat. It happened here during the Christmas time. We're having Christmas party, and around 2 a.m. the police actually came and knocked on the door here. Seriously, I think one of our neighbors called the police without even informing us. I was like, but this is too mean. In Nigeria, even if you're angry with the noise, you can at least come and knock and say, guys, please, can you reduce the music? Of course, we'll reduce it, but here, nobody actually came to knock. Next time the police came, we don't even know till date which of our neighbors called the police. So it's something very, very shocking. Alright guys, I've come to the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for sticking by. Please, if you're yet to subscribe to our channel, do well to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will be among the very first persons to know when next we post content. And for you all, I would like you to also drop in the comment section some of the culture shocks you've experienced, whether in your country or in another country you've been to. Just tell us some of these things so that people can also learn from your experience and avoid to make this mistake. And also people can plan if they are planning to travel to certain areas like where you've been to. Thank you very much once again, and stay safe till next time I appear on your screen. Bye.